Well, hello folks. I appreciate this might be a bit noisy and I managed to go just as a transit goes past. But yes, welcome to Atherstone Station. Sign was already like that, by the way. I know it's really suspicious for me to then point it out as well, but yeah. We may have a Pendolino to come through shortly, so it'll be quite cool. Yeah, just wanted to do a little update video. I'm better today. I think I just heard the rails. Yes, just wanted to do a little update today. I'm better today. I actually came here earlier on. I was down over there. There's some clips. In fact, why didn't you watch them? So yeah, there's a few clips I got earlier on. I actually remember to bring my stand for the camera, which you're on now, this evening. I came back, went home, had dinner, came back, and figured I'd catch the 86, pulling the Cumbria Mountain Express return leg back down towards Euston. Yeah, very nice to see C86 on the West Coast Main Line, of course. So basically, yeah, sort of forced myself to come out just to get temps out at the moment. I was sort of sitting on train sim. It's always wet under there. But yes, there's a bridge just behind you, where the Liver Crossing used to be. Yeah, I thought, you know what, I'll come and take some photos, get some more practice on the camera, and just sort of reset a bit, and I did. And it was nice, enjoyable. Got a horn blast from the driver of City Liverpool 390. Saw the Flying Scousman as well, which is brilliant. Anthony, if you had a Pendolino, the Flying Scousman, yes. just saying that, put that one out there. But yeah, I just wanted to basically show I'm smiling a bit happier today and that as well. But I'm sure you'd love to see the footage of the 86, so let's go to that. And then obviously there's some other trains that have run that we will catch at the end of this. In fact, we're going to get one right now at 7:30. There we are. It's got almost nothing on the underframes. Have you noticed this? Oh, this one here, absolutely nothing down there. A couple of boxes. I'll just correct the view slightly so it's not looking at those people there. There we go. But yes, so we've got 732.19 and 732.18 if those are interested, coupled together here. I've been on these. I quite like the bigger windows, and they're quite quiet on board, so I'm quite comfortable. Yes, I quite like those. But yeah, that'd be actually fine. License check on me. Hope it didn't concern him. This regard. But yes, yeah, quite comfortable trains. But yes, so yeah, I came to see what was running and basic practice with the camera and everything like that, and reset. So yes, I will admit I didn't want to leave that loco running. I probably should have waited till today or something to do a video on it, because it was horrifically noisy. It needs a new motor or something. I need to have a look at it and see if I can make it quieter, because it is awfully noisy. So that's why we have sort of a rushed end of the video. But off it goes. Shupatsu Cinco! And there we are. Yes, I thought I'd step back to make it clear I wasn't going on it, but yeah, he was also checking he was alright. That was really good. So, London North Western, guard on that train, 2105. Just pass him a thanks, please, if you see this. But yes, so, but you know, my mojo's dropped. I think I know that I am quite a all or nothing person when it comes to everything in my life, really. And I'm looking to try and change this, and I realise that it's being so full on with the love of Japan and that is not necessarily doing me any favours in some regards. So what I need to do is work out how to just pull it back a little bit. Doesn't mean I have to stop being interested in anything or stop loving, like that fantastic comment I got on the Series 103 video. You know, that lovely comment about how clear it is, how much I love Japan. Yes, I do. I adore it. I adore it, and I am coming one year. I'm coming one year. But I almost feel that to get some balance in the force, almost, if you like, I need to almost be a British modeler first, and when it comes to trains, be a British modeler first with a sprinkling of Japan. Otherwise, I risk becoming too obsessed, I suppose, is the word. Otaku, I believe, in Japan. At least that bike was wearing leathers. There were two idiots who went up there, both wearing shorts and t-shirts. You ever tried to pull the road out your skin? You know, just saying. So we can toot you back this way again now, because with the train not being there. I don't know if there's a dog missing or a child. I haven't worked it out yet, but I shouldn't say with the grin, but it's the second time that lady's been out, but she didn't sound too bothered, so I assume it's a dog. Could even be a cat, really, couldn't it, I suppose, but yeah, it could be a cat. Oh, I can hear the rails buzzing. We're going to get something. It's a Pendolino. Oh, no, hang on. Pictures, it's a 90. Pair of 90s. Wow, did not expect those. Well, that was worth hanging on for, wasn't it? Oh my lord, oh wow. Oh, and that will do me nicely. Oh wow, did you expect that? It's like, oh, it's a Pedalina. No, it isn't. Hang on a minute. No, that's a 90. Oh, crap. Actually, two 90s. That was cool. So yeah, my wibble's worth it. But yeah, so when it comes to rows, just to keep myself grounded in that way, and then I can sort of feel myself out for the rest of Japanese culture and everything from there. Really nice thing is I've got 2 shows coming up now. I've been asked to take the Louds into work again. Quite cool. Get paid to play trains for a day, that's quite nice. And also Covrail obviously coming up. Thank you, Dina, for your kind comment. But to move on and use Dino as a useful segue there, my friend, if you don't mind, is that I feel that I'm getting closer to what I'm going to do with my UK layout or what I do for it. Now, as wonderful as it would be to do a heritage railway, Genericville, you know, something like that, just to do anything, that's not what I want. That's what I use my Japanese stuff for. I've got trains from my Japanese collection that you'd never see together. I mean, I've got that in my British collection as well, but I've got it in the Japanese collection as well. And that's what I enjoy about that, is the little bit of ignorance is bliss. Not always ignorance though, because some of them I know outright they won't run together, such as the engine we got yesterday and Yakumo. Well, there aren't any of the engine I got yesterday in steam anymore, so you know. Is that was a Nissan Micra. I mean, come on, calm down. But yes, so it was suggested to me by a very, very good friend of mine, and backed up by another very, very good friend of mine as a good idea, is that I'm UK railways. I'm looking for something that I emotionally attach to the same way I emotionally attach to my Japanese stuff. And with the two, I'm finding a little bit more concerned now. It's an animal. It's got to be an animal. Yeah, it's definitely an animal. Not a child. I won't go rushing up to help then. That was the thing I was sort of keeping an eye out for. Do I need to go and help? But anyway. But yeah, so but helps actually help bring balance between the two, and I get to just enjoy. Remember, Mr. Cato said, always remember to have fun. So yes, you know, that's it. So based on that, I've been looking at all my old photos, and sadly some of them I've lost, but I've been paying attention to what I've been photographing when I was younger, and it's an era I do. When I talk about it, I've had conversations with friends recently where this sort of period's come up in the early 2000s. I was still at college when I first discovered IC82, In City 82. Do you remember him? Hope he's doing well still these days. He was always a lovely chap to interact with, and I loved his videos, you know, and that was part of the thing. There was a golden era for me of YouTube where there was lots of fantastic videos on there, but then on TV you had things like Mark Williams on the rails, or off the rails. Can I remember which way around that is? You know, I'll watch it regularly. You had not making tracks, train spotting, which was basically a modern day making tracks. Yeah, you know, it was good, a good time. You know, you had stuff on TV. They were rerunning the old Bob Symes programs. They were was all sorts. There was this lovely old industrial feel, and I can't describe it fully exactly what I mean by that necessarily, but I like to think other people have experienced this as well, where there is this connection to our industrial heritage in this country, or any your own country as well, if you watch this from across the water anyway, which direction, where you get this feeling of yeah, wow, that was amazing. It's amazing that people design these locomotives and buildings and everything with pen and paper, not a computer in sight. Not taking anything away from that computer design, but you know, by candlelight in some cases. You know, imagine trying to draw into those circumstances, and these beautiful locomotives and traction engines, and obviously the old Fred Dibner stuff was on TV as well, so you had all that. And it was just this wonderful little era of things. And also, I was just starting to get my disposable income. Working. Excuse me. Disposable income, you know, so I'm working, so I was able to actually buy a few of these things and enjoy and take part. And it's fast becoming knowledge that that's actually what I'd like to, that's what I'm looking to kindle and recapture. So looking at these old photos of my trips with my dear friends that I still think of them as much such, I don't know what they think of me these days. I have seen them since, and we're perfectly amicable, friendly and everything, you know. Haven't seen them enough, so not in regular contact anymore. But Dave and Peter, they took me to the Great Central, Llangollen, North Yorkshire Moors, Bluebell, West Somerset. We did a railway holiday. 2006, I left school. I had a choice between going to the prom or going to Dawlish area, Devon, on a railway holiday. I did the railway holiday. Peter was a massive influence on me with the LNER. Dave was a southern man mostly. And yeah, wonderful experiences. You can't put a value on those experiences. And obviously at the same time, you know, we go on holiday as a family, me, mum and brother, my grandparents as well, and we go to places like Lakeside and Haverthwaite. I was so overjoyed to finally see Fairburn tanks after watching Penn Ice Steam in the 60s. And so there's all these other railway trips going on as well, and happy memories. And yes, it's all post my father passing. So this doesn't involve him. My aviation life and interest involves my father heavily. The railway, there's the odd tidbit, but it's mostly the name, Woodgate Junction. And in fact, he didn't like Bullied Pacific's wheels. He liked the engines, didn't like the wheels. So at some point I will change a Bullied Pacific to spoked wheels, keeping the originals, obviously, so they can be put back if a future owner wants to do it, but for my ownership it's going to have spoked wheels. But yes, and probably get a rename to 105 Squadron, which was a Mosquito Squadron, not a Battle of Britain. But hey, you know, this is the fun of the hobby. So looking at his old photos, looking at what was I photographing, what was I focusing on more, and the Great Western was always there. We'll start with the Great Western. It was always there, whether it was a trip to Didcot with Dave and, so any of the trips are mostly with Dave and Peter, trip to Didcot, or whether it was Gloss Warwicks or Llangollen. You know, seeing Churro so many times with its beautiful Indian red frames and the rest of it. Got competition. It's the trouble with doing this in public, isn't it, really? But you know, so yes, you got all these wonderful trips and experiences and things, and the Great Western was always there. But when I had the option to photograph things, there's usually more photographs of LNER or LMS prototypes. Southern, didn't get an awful lot of exposure to Southern stuff. I've never really had much exposure to Southern Railway stuff. There's not a lot of it around here. It tends to be like Bully Pacifics, sort of light and heavy varieties. So yeah, not much Southern stuff around here. So that's not really had so much of an impact on me as has the other three of the big four. So yes, so those are the two front runners. Now I know I'm wearing my LNER stuff. I thought, well, the t-shirt only got 1 day's worth of wear. Yes, I'll wear it again today. I'm going to be on my own anyway. I'll put deodorant on, washed and everything, you know, so not too awful. It's going to need washing today though. It's very hot here today. It's 32 degrees, I think at one point it got to. Remember to drink plenty. Hydration, be important and all that. So, but yeah, so I'm hoping there's something else going to come, you see. So I know there's meant to be a Pendolino at some point soon. But yes, they're the two big runs. Now obviously the LMS has a lot where it's local. There's links to Grandpa. He got to go and see City of Coventry being named. Got to go on the footplate of that. Telling that story to the staff at the NRM. They'd had Dr. Hamilton's footplate open. He'd literally just locked it. And I didn't tell him the story to get on it, but he actually said, oh, look, actually, I've still got the key. Do you want to go and have a look and in honour of your grandfather doing it? Wonderful, brilliant, yes please. So I've cabbed Dr. Hamilton. I've actually cabbed all the Duchesses now, the surviving ones. So yes, LMS engines do like, I do really like a Black 5. Oh, a Black 5 gets me right in the right place. On the LNEL side, obviously there's sitting in Mallard when I was really young, so again, a cab visits. Been in St Aldra Gresley as well. Pulled by Union South Africa on the main line. Go set to the Carlisle Railway. Just wish it wasn't called that. Some of the A4s I just do not like the names on. Yeah, Empire of India is the worst one for me, but yeah, just no. You acknowledge it's part of history, doesn't mean I have to like it. But yeah. You know, there's all that to it there, and this is why I'm going to say next is it's important to remember I want to be a British Rail model first, and Japanese is my lovely seasoning on top when I want to have something completely different. Steam era, Japanese is going to be way more modern stuff. I've got 2 steam engines coming, C12 tank engines. They're going to be the last steam era things that I'm really going to get, apart from the C58 at some point to go with SL Ginga. I think now I'll have all the mainline steam engines in Japan, pretty much, or at least one of each. Excuse me. So yeah, so you know, that's sort of done. The exception would be a new 9600 class, just so I can run a steam era session, but it's going to move more into being a modern image collection, because that's not what interests me here. You know, I'm here photographing trains and everything. I'm enjoying myself, but it's not what I want to model, so I can come see it. See, so steam. So obviously, yes, when it comes to both the LNER and LMS, you've got a lot of black steam engines. Black is a good colour for a steam engine. They get very dirty. It hides the dirt to a degree. So, to a degree, you just look at a black engine and see how much smut you can see over it, especially at the minute this awful cold they're getting. Here comes something. It is the Pendolino. Oh, it's the Pride one. It's the Pride one. Hopefully I hasn't just lost those pictures. No memory card. What do you mean no memory card? It's just lost all those pictures. I'm glad it's on film. Stupid thing. I did forget my my normal memory card. See, this one's a bit janky. It got the 90s though. So anyway, let's wrap this up as quick as possible. See, a lot of black steam engines, and also Japanese railways have a lot of black steam engines, but if I move that to a more modern collection, it doesn't matter so much anymore. Not that it should matter anyway, but it takes that blocker out of my way. So yes, but that's basically what it comes down to. And you know, with the personal story as well, Grandma links to the Great Western. She grew up near Tyseley sheds. For those in this country will know, Tyseley was a big Great Western shed. It's on the Great Western main line from Birmingham to London. One of the few routes the Kings were allowed to go on. And yeah, so you know, there is that link. So whatever I do, we'll have the Great Western in the background somewhere. I think that's where it's going to be. It's in that supporting role. Definitely time to wrap this up. In a supporting role to the other railway companies, and yeah, so yeah, so let me know in the comments which one do you like the most. And also the other thing I want to know is, I'm considering changing the name of the channel to Woodgate Junction to reflect the being a more British modeler. just want to know what your guys' thoughts on that, or would you prefer me to make a separate channel for that and do that sort of thing? I think I'd like to keep it here myself. I know it tends to be what I want should be the role. I think that's actually way too loud for this time of night. But yeah, anyway, till next time, take care all, and sayonara. Oh, remember, small clips coming next.